Hey guys, I just wanted to share with you a story of Afro-American man who was a high-ranking office holder in a religious community, and he was working for the undercover agency. He said he was there for 60 years, but I met him when I was a kid. Um, yeah, he came to Pakistan back in 1976, I think, um, because that's about the time when I got my new bike. It wasn't new, but it was new to me.
My father had a duty to accommodate the needs of foreign delegates, and my dad spoke about 7 different languages, so he he was he was in charge of that department. So this gentleman who he wanted to visit an institution where kids learn and memorize Quran. So my dad was tied up with a couple other things. So he says, "I'll assign you with someone who will take you there and have you a tour of that place." So he said, I signed my son, and I think I was about eighth grade, 13 or 14, you can say, and I told him that I'm gonna give you a ride on my bicycle, on a new bike. So I told him, you can sit on the carrier, or you can sit on the front, the top tube. And he started laughing. He says, "No way, you're too skinny and light. I'll ride it, and you can ride on the back. You can sit on the carrier on the back." So, all right, that's fine. So I sat there, and we went there, went to the tour of the institution. I went there, and when we parked the bike, I locked it. There was a lock on it, and kept the key with me. So we went inside in the office, and we requested that he wanted to do the tour of that facility. Said, we have to do some arrangement for you, and they were out looking for something, and he says, "I'll be right back." He told me that he'd be right back. So he went outside, and after some time, he wasn't there. He didn't come back in a while, so I got worried. I went outside. I said, "What happened to this guy?" And he's not there. My bike is not there. I have the key. And I'm sure I locked it, and I made sure it clicks, and it's locked. It won't move back, because it was a new bike for me. But he hacked it somehow, and then he told me that his son was into bicycling as well, and I was into bicycling at that time, and I just had won a town race. I'm passionate about cycling things and all that, health. So anyway, I asked him, "How did you take my bike?" He says, "There are ways to do these things. I'll share with you sometime later." So after about, I would say about 5, 6 years, something, I came to America after that incident, and I met him, his son, and everyone else. And he worked as an office, as a very high office holder in the community. And I went with him in many seminars with my dad and him and many other scholars. And recently, he he came to the podium and he says he was working for FBI, him and another guy, and he wanted to apologize to the community for betraying them and saying that he was all for the community, but he was actually inside information to the agency. He knew me personally from my childhood, and he knew my personality. That if I tell you that I'm gonna back you up or I'm gonna cover you, I'll make sure everything in my power, I'll cover you. So he called me up a few times afterward, and he said he needs to go a certain place. Can you take me there? While going there, he says he is on the hideout after his announcement, and sometime he's living with his daughter in Milwaukee. And he told me a story that how things are happening weird with him. Sometimes something is missing, sometimes something is added. And he says we had the doors closed, windows closed.
So he said they were on the third floor. Him, his grandson, his daughter, they were on the third floor, and their grandson was missing. And they looked all over in the house, couldn't find him. And then when they went outside, downstairs, they saw him in the front yard sitting on the grass.
And soon later, he had some kind of bleeding from the colon, and he passed away with that pretty quickly. He's passionate, powerful. I think he was very religious in his heart. Every time I heard his speech, I felt the energy. It didn't seem to me it was fake or anything. But he says when he was 16, 17 or something, he purposely used to sit down with the bottle wrapped up, acting like a homeless, so that Molby walks by and he tries to pick on him and advise him or give him some advice about life. And then Molby took him home, and he says after that everything was all smooth. Once he took me there, then I played my thing, and I used to purposely leave a corner of a magazine, those magazines. So Molby comes over and he starts telling him, you're not supposed to look at these. These are, devil's things and this and that. So, he used to share those things with me. And shame that, he, after he announced his position, he didn't last long. So that was a sad story about the old man who I met when he was young and I was a young kid. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. God bless you all.